Hey everybody, it's Red's Legos. Today I'm going to be reviewing set number 76303, Batman Tumbler versus Two-Face and the Joker. This set has 429 pieces. So first, let's start off by looking at the box here. This is the front, and we take a look at the back. I will say I am very excited to review this for you guys today, but that's enough of the box. Let's go ahead and let's jump into this review. Let's take a look at the smallest part of the build first, and then we'll move on to the tumbler. So right here we have the bat signal. I think it was a pretty cool addition to add to this set. We haven't got a buildable bat signal in a while. I like how it has the Dark Knight logo on it to go with the set, and it's got a little bit of some play features. So you can move the bat signal itself up and down. You can also rotate it, and on the side you have a little handle, so if you have a Commissioner Gordon minifigure, you can have him stand here and flip this up and down, and it's got a little button. But other than that, there's not too much else to say on the bat signal. So now let's get into the main part. Alright, and now we're back here with the main build of the set, the tumbler itself, and I had a lot of fun putting this together. I will say it did take me an hour and 20 minutes to build the set. Not a big fan of the time that it took me to do it. I could have done a lot better, but I just haven't built a Lego set in a while, besides the last one that I reviewed. But other than that, I had a lot of fun, and I am excited to review this for you guys today. So let's go ahead and get started. I like the way that this was put together. I like the design choices that Lego went with to build this set. At first, when I was building it, I was like, how is this going to look like the tumbler? But then when I started putting it all together, it finally came together. The look was there, and I was like, wow, that's really good design choice. So let's go ahead and get started. I like the front. You can see that they got like those little pistons there. I like that a lot. Now let's take a look at the side. I love this side section, and building this right here, when I was building that, I was like, what am I building here? And then when it finally came together, I was like, oh wow, okay, I like that. And also on each side you'll see that the tumbler has stud shooters. So, you know, normal feature for most Lego sets nowadays. I like them. I will say it does kind of take away from how the tumbler looks, because these were never on the tumbler in the first place at all. But they're nice to add in there. It's fun for kids, because at the end of the day, this is, you know, a set that kids can play with. I will go over those play features real quick. If you haven't seen a stud shooter before, all it is you load it up with these little studs, and you can use any stud. You load it up, and then you press this little button right here, and if you aim it, it fires out. And I lost that stud now, so don't know where that went. I have to find it later. But overall, everything on this set is really fantastic. I love the front window design of how you have that little like silver bars there, but it's molded in black, the little iron piece. And then here's the rest, another stud shooter on the side. I really like how they put the Nexo Knight shields on the cockpit area, and they're in black. And I will show you the cockpit area here in a minute. Let's turn around and look at the back. Now I will say, I wish the back was put together a little different. I will say the tumbler set that came out before this, I really like how the tires were a lot bigger, and I will say the design part up here, I just like how the back end of the tumbler that came out before this looked than I do this one. I like this one, and like I said, I still had a lot of fun building it. I just wish some of it was different, and I just wish those back tires were just a little bit bigger. But other than that, this is just a fantastic set, and it play features. It can go back and forth, and I mean, at the end of the day, you know that this is the tumbler. It looks like the tumbler. And we'll go ahead and show you the inside. So you just open this up right here, and then you'll see you have a little clip up here. You can put your batarang, and then you have that little cockpit area for Batman to sit in. If you look at that, there are 2 stickers. And now, sadly, this tumbler can only fit 1 minifigure. The one that came before it could fit 2. I wish this one could fit 2, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. I'm just happy that we're able to put Batman in there. And yeah, over and all, I am just blown away by some of the features that are on here. Now, let's go ahead and let's take a look at the minifigures. We're going to start off with Batman first for the minifigures. I will say I really like this minifigure, the overall design. I'm a big fan of Christian Bale's Batman and the Dark Knight suit. I think it's probably one of the best movie suits that we've seen. And I like how it's in all black. Now, I will say, I am a really big fan of the new Batman cowls that Lego is producing. I like them a lot, but I will say the one thing that I am not a fan of is the new capes. I'm gonna be completely honest, they're just not for me. I don't like the new rubberized capes. I like more of the soft cape or the paper cape. Just not a big fan of these molded rubber capes. But let's go ahead and take a look at the back of the minifigure. See, we got nice back printing on there. Looks how it looks just in the movie. Let's go ahead and turn it back around. And then we'll take the mask off. You've got that normalized Batman head now that they're going with a lot of sets with is that Shang-Chi head. And you've got that back expression, more of an angrier face style. But yeah, that's all for Batman. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. And here we have the Joker himself. And I really love this figure. I think this is a really good design choice. I love how he looked in the movie. And I just think this is the best Joker actor we've had ever. I love the green hairpiece that we have here for Joker. I love his little suit design that he has. Second, facial expression. I like that one, a lot of detail. I like how the face paint is white. I like his eye designs. That is pretty cool for Joker. Let's go ahead and put his hairpiece on. Not a whole lot to say for Joker, so let's move on to the next one. Now we have Two-Face himself out here, and I think this is the best minifigure of the entire set. I will say this minifigure is very exclusive to this set and this set only, and I just really love that new hairpiece that Lego went with for this Two-Face design. I love how half of it is just shaved off like it should be for Two-Face. And then you'll see the immaculate design right here. Attention to detail. I like that so much. And if you look on the back, this is actually the first Two-Face minifigure. If I can get that hairpiece off. To have printing on the back of his head to match the burnt half of his face, which is really cool. And we'll go ahead and put that hairpiece back on. If I can get it back on there, guys. Yeah, I will say the hairpiece kind of covers it up, but you can still tell it's there. And here's the back of the minifigure. Now let's go back to the front. I really like the attention to detail on the front. You can see that half of it is burnt to match his face, and he looks just how he looked in the movie. I will say this is probably my favorite figure so far right now. But yeah, that is all for the minifigures. Overall, I think this was a really good set, and I definitely think you guys should pick it up. It's worth the money, especially for that exclusive Two-Face. I believe Two-Face pulls this set together. I will say there's a couple things that I wish I could change about it. One being the back of the tumbler. I just wish those tires were just a little bit bigger like they were on the original. And I wish that you could fit too many figures inside like you could in the previous one. It's not a deal breaker though. I think you guys should still pick up this set. And I really love the minifigure for Batman that they went with. I like that suit design more than I do the one from the first movie. I just also really wish we would have had some leg printing for Batman. And this was an amazing set, and I had so much fun putting it together. But that is all I have for you guys today. I will be back with another review. But in the meantime, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and a blessed one at that. Peaces!